Hey, good morning. I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another curve flattening concert, and see folks are piling in here on a holiday weekend. I'm glad to see you all here. I see Keith Shaw, I see Slim Edelman and Tom Dietz and Mike Verbeck and Linda Pasqua Blaze and Bob McKenna and Donna Zach Beal and Karen Beatty and Michael Tierson and Audrey Bernheimer, just as the first ones in on my list here. And Kate Mack out on the West Coast. And good to see you all here. And I have Tom Dietz is clinking with some nice Anji Baicha tea from 7 Cups. We got coffee here. We got the good decaf, Los Suaves from Broad Street Grind, and we can do that clanking thing right now, just while we're getting ready to roll here. Clank. And ooh, that's good coffee. So, that's everybody who's, oh no, there's more. Diane Desmond and Ken Nashif and Helene Tober Fowler and Zap, Pam Zappardino and Rhonda Scott Merrick and like that. So, and Rhonda said that it's been a week since Roman had his 2 cardiac stents put in. And you and he are both exhausted. Lori Payne is here. Claude Galinsky is here, my good buddy. Mike Schnabel and Donna Bergman and Aretta and Ron and Marlene Burke. Good crowd getting in here already. So some interesting challenges for me this week. Not too challenging, but a little bit. So this first one was requested by Michael Tierson. And it is one with which probably many of you of my generation are familiar. It was written by Fred Neil, and I'll talk a little bit more about Fred maybe during the announcements. Quite an amazing singer and songwriter and character. Maybe I'll talk about him now. So there's a wonderful biography written by my friend Peter Neff, who lives down in Nashville now, and it's called That's the Bag I'm In, or maybe it's just called The Bag I'm In. And it turns out that there was so much we didn't know about Fred Neil, who passed away quite a few years ago. But he was a very enigmatic figure, and he wrote this song, but when they made the movie Midnight Cowboy, instead of having him sing it, they chose to have Harry Nilsson's version, which is also okay, but you can't beat Fred Neil's voice, I'd say. Anyhow, I was trying to figure out, this is not my style, this kind of strumming thing, and I couldn't figure out how to play it. I sing it in the key of C, and I wasn't getting, there's a line to my ear, it may be wrong, that goes... And so I was playing it in the open C position, and it just was not working. So I finally found out that I could move it at capo 3 and play out of the A position, where you have this, and then in the middle you have this, and you can get those nice shapes, and then there's a great 2 chord that goes into the 5 chord. Very happy with this arrangement now. And who else is here? Denny Oliver is here, and Linda Worster, and Heidi and Jerry, and Keegan, I'm sure, and Deborah Libby Clark, and who I will see tomorrow, and Cozy Sheridan stopped by. Cozy will be on this Tuesday all by her lonesome, as Charlie is off to Bozeman. And Warren and Janelle are here. So let me run this song for you. I'll talk a little more about Fred Neil. Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. People stop and staring. I can't see the faces, only the shadows of their eyes. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the drizzling rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Taking off on a northeast wind, sailing on summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stone. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Banking off of the northeast wind, sailing on a summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stone. Everybody's talking at me, I can't hear a word they're saying, only the echoes of my mind. And I won't let you leave my love behind. No, I won't let you leave my love behind. So that's Everybody's Talking, written by Fred Neil. And one of the things about Fred Neil's songs, I'm going to do another Fred Neil song today that I kind of rediscovered while I was researching this one. And it's one that I really loved when I was young, and I played it. And his songs, a lot of his songs are really short. They're not, it's like the anti-Bob Dylan of the day, which is curious because he's the first guy in Greenwich Village that invited Bob Dylan up on stage. Fred Neil used to run the open mic at I think at Cafe Wah, and it was he who first let Bob Dylan come up and play harmonica behind him when Dylan first showed up in New York. And I also do his song, The Dolphins, which is another one. It's very short, like Everybody's Talking just has a verse and a chorus, and that's it, and then you repeat them in reverse order. The one I'll do later is also short, and The Dolphins it has like 3 verses to it. So, but they're great songs, because they touch you emotionally in some way. Next up, this is a request from Lori Payne, and Lori has been listening to my CD, No Need for Words. And No Need for Words was the first CD I recorded, and it was a It was part of what I called my anti-virtuosity period. So this was a couple of years, 2 or 3 years after I won the National Guitar Championships, which is a kind of guitar slinger thing to do. And so I was kind of known for playing hot, fancy guitar arrangements, and I wasn't enjoying it. So I just said, I'm just going to play pretty stuff. And for this first CD, I'm not even going to. I'm just going to play what I essentially wanted to create was a CD of treatment room music, because I was practicing acupuncture. I think I was already practicing then. I might have been in school or something like that. And I just wanted something that massage therapists or acupuncturists could use as treatment room music. So what I did was I went into a studio, and I had experimented with 3 or 4 motifs, but then I just was going to improvise, and I set a stopwatch, and each improvisation was 10 minutes long, and give or take a few seconds. And I ended up with 3 10-minute improvisations based on those motifs. And then I did 3 more, which were just, okay, turn the tape on and I'll start playing and see what comes out. Anyhow, I think this one was one of the arranged motifs, because, and Lori had requested it because she's been listening to that CD, which I'm still very pleased with, like 35 years later, 40 years later. And this was actually I stole the first melody line from a song written by my old friend Tom Galla, and that's where it got its name. It's called An Old Friend's Heartache. So this will be mostly improvisational. My 30 years later, 30, 40 years later take on An Old Friend's Heartache. So Thanks, Lori, for requesting that. That was another one that kind of stretched me a little bit. Had to see if I could pull something together for it. And who am I missing here? Michael Miller is here, and Phil DeFranco is here, and Margot Lemieux. Hi, Margot. And like that, Dave Mason, Charlie Bryant, and I think I said hi to everyone. If I missed any of you, I'll blab about it a little bit more. Connie Copy, Christopher Layden. Hi, Chris. And John Hubner, my good buddy out there in Lima, Ohio. And like that. I think that's everybody. Okay. So next up, this one, when I first put the set list together, I also had a couple other songs on it, and I realized there was nothing that was bluesy. So I thought, I haven't played Coming in My Kitchen for a while, and I know Deb Levy Clark always likes that one. So I thought I would add that into the mix. Now the woman I love, I stole from my best friend. That joker got lucky, he stole her back again. You'd better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. The woman I love, she rode that southbound train. She's a married woman, I love her just the same. You'd better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. All through the spring, all through the fall, just sitting here thinking about my all in all. Better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. When a woman get in trouble, there's no one wants her around. She'd be looking for a good friend, none can be found. You'd better come on in my kitchen, it's bound to be raining outside. Yeah, the woman I love, I stole from my best friend. That joker got lucky, stole her back again. You'd better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. You'd better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. Yeah. Come On In My Kitchen, written by Robert Johnson, but terribly bastardized by yours truly, I'm afraid. But that's the way I roll, I guess. Bunny Barnes is here, and Rita Rubin Long, my dear friend up there in Maine from the Kent State days, and Victoria Munoz, who I believe is in Connecticut. Hello to you all. Thank you for all those little applauds. Oop, the coffee is starting to give me the hiccups. Not a good thing when you're trying to sing. But we'll get through. We're tough. So it's time for announcements. The Invisibles are George Young of Winter Garden, Florida, Mario Prue of Iroquois Falls, Ontario, Canada, and Joel Biget of France, and Judith Fox of Reston, Virginia, and maybe some others who I don't know about. Hello to you and to everybody else. The guitar today is again built by the Pre-War Guitars Company of Hillsborough, North Carolina, right near our friend Mike Miller, I do believe. And there's a PayPal link, as always, right there. Contributions to the Charlie the Dog Fund are always appreciated, but never expected. Speaking of Charlie the Dog, I forgot to show you his picture. This is his morning picture. There's also on my page a video of him running around like a maniac, if you want to go watch that from this morning at the park. There's a big portrait of Charlie, so you can see at least one of his searching little eyes in the light. But that's my boy. He's a good boy now. Okay, and the schedule I am on right now, even as we speak. Monday, somebody will put up who's on because I won't. And Tuesday, Cozy will be solo because she said Charlie's going out to Bozeman, where he has children, I do believe. And keep him out of that guitar store, though, because he might come back with a really fancy guitar from the Guitar Villa or whatever it's called out there. And but Cozy will be on solo, and that's always a pleasure. 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And I think, and then the schedule this Saturday, a week from yesterday, my good friends Magpie will be down. And if you're in the Philly area, you owe it to yourself to come out to Ann Mintz's house concert series and see Magpie with me on backup guitar. And, they do everything from the most powerful political stuff to the most whimsical old jazz tunes and everything in between. They write a lot of great songs, and they sing like nobody's business. They're wonderful harmony singers. So, and they're good musicians, too. I helped train Greg, if I do say so myself, but he was already good. So come on out if you can do that. If you missed that one in October, way up here in Bucks County, they'll be back again, and they and I will be sharing a night with me doing a solo set and them doing a duo set and maybe a trio set if they want me to play with them. And then in November, on November 8th, I'll be doing Ann's house concert series by myself, which is I like playing as a solo. Nobody to argue with, nobody to get into. If the Beatle if it had been the Beatle, he'd still be playing today. But no, they had to argue. So anyhow, over my shoulder here, right back there, is a photo of the Reverend Gary Davis. Now, this photo was given to me. It was bought from Dick Waterman, who took it, and it's signed by him. And it's a pretty famous photo. It's been around a lot, but this is not just stolen off the internet, but a real print of it. And it was given to me by my good friends Mike Maddox of Abingdon, Virginia, and Skip Staples, who's somewhere over in North Carolina, I think, still. And they played as a duo, and they were known as the Twisted Pair, and played a lot of goofy stuff. But good musicians and good guys. And Skip now plays with my old friend Ken Bloom, who is like folk royalty. Ken Bloom is a great musician. He's down there. So it's interesting that those guys got together. Anyhow, next up is the Reverend Gary Davis instrumental buck dance. This is one of the ones that the Reverend taught me at his very knee. And let me see if I'm missing anybody here. I'm just going to do a quick scroll through. Did I say hi to everyone? And I think so. I don't see any new names. If I do, I could be missing you. So, next up, Buck Dance by the Reverend Gary Davis. Buck Dance by the Reverend Gary Davis. And when I heard the Reverend play live and in person, I heard him on a Friday night, and he taught me that Saturday afternoon. And when he asked me what I wanted to learn, that was the first one. You know, he had played a bunch of great stuff in his concert. And when he did that concert, he was playing for a bunch of white bread, you know, Northeast Ohio kids who thought that folk music was Peter, Paul, and Mary, and that was about it. And he was, you know, to us and them, he was this old blind black guy who got up on stage, started playing, singing, had a voice like a foghorn, you know, powerful voice. And then at the end of the night, 7 encores. I still tear up thinking of it. And 7 well-deserved encores, I should say. Okay, so that was that one. So next up, this is the other Fred Neil song, and this again is just a very simple song. It's called A Little Bit of Rain. If I should leave you, try to remember the good times, warm days filled with sunshine, and just a little bit of rain. Just a little bit of rain. And if you look back, try to forget all the bad times, lonely, blue, and sad times. Just a little bit of rain. Just a little bit of rain. And if I look back, I will remember the good times, warm days filled with sunshine, just a little bit of rain. Just a little bit of rain. Yes, if I look back, I will remember those good times, warm days filled with sunshine, and just a little bit of rain. Just a little bit of rain. And just a little bit of rain. A Little Bit of Rain by Fred Neil. There was something about, in his songwriting and his singing too, the use of flatted sevenths of, if he's singing in this key, there's almost always a melody note that's somewhere there. You can hear it in Everybody's Talking. There. And then in that one, it goes. And even in the Dolphins is based on a 7 chord. This old world won't ever change. It's a device which he used to great effect, and partially if he used it in a lower register because he had this really beautiful deep voice. Anyhow, here's one more for you. You might recognize it by now. It was written by Davy Graham, a British guitarist. And as I always say, perfected by Bert Jansch. Angie. So thank you all for joining me. I will leave you with a little mantra and a little advice which you probably don't need, but I'll tell you anyhow. Cherish these moments, even with the biggest asshole in the world in charge of your country. Look outside. If it's like my house today, it's a beautiful, beautiful day out there. like an early autumn or late summer. In Chinese medical terms, we'd call this late summertime. And go out there and enjoy it. Go out and get some fresh air. Forget about the news. Forget about all that shit for a moment. Do what you can. I'm going to go to a march with Deb Leiby-Clark tomorrow, and I will hope to see you guys on Wednesday. And you can go hear Cozy on Tuesday at 10:30. Be happy, be healthy, be brave, be calm, be kind, it's a snap. You get cranky, take a nap. Have a great first half of the week. Hope to see you all on Wednesday. Bye-bye.